Besties. How
Yo,
are
yo, yo.
you?
What's happening?
It's Monday night. You know what that means.
That's
We're back
right.
at it again. It's Monday Night Besties. We're here every Monday night. You're here. We're so excited to see you. I can see the numbers, so you should put thumbs up. I want to know who gets the most thumbs up. We'll see. Where are you watching? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on YouTube? What else? You know how it is.
Twitch.
Yeah,
Twitch.
Twitch,
Yeah.
exactly. Tout. No, I don't think we're on Tout. I'm sorry. Yikes. Okay, well, let's get into it. Here's the thing. I was just saying that. I'll address it. I don't think my lighting is right in here for my Barbie vibes. It doesn't look like it looks in real life. Like this looks yellow. My son, when I asked him what does it look like, he says white. And I was like, oh, white. And then later we were talking about it and he was like black and was touching the inside of my hair and then like my roots and then the outside white. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess so. I guess it's better than saying yellow or saying orange, but
It's back-to-back weeks with Savage Amanda, so.
Yeah, exactly. This is medium savage. We'll see. There's also look, oh, you got a bearding. Yes, you do have the bearding. There we go.
Appreciate that. Need to trim it.
Don't make jokes. Come on, don't clown in my face. I've taken it to heart. She recently had a promo where she said, I have 2 words for you. And then she said lip filler, and I've never forgotten it. So when I have some big old crazy duck lips, you'll know exactly what that's about. It was inspired by my girl, Tiffany Stratton, who sadly is no longer with us on Monday Night Raw, right? She's on SmackDown?
Yeah, she's on SmackDown.
We did get a SmackDown ladies appearance tonight, though, which I am never mad about.
Yeah.
Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair were on the scene doing a tag team championship match. It ended up ending in a disqualification anyhow after Isla Dawn and Alba Fire. Oh yeah, I didn't get them mixed up. When I used to type them in NXT, I would get them confused and I would have to stare like, what is it? I do think that was probably it's just like point A to point B to get us to Clash at the Castle. So while they didn't confirm that was on the card for Clash at the Castle, there was like that backstage segment that I feel like heavily implied that if it's not just straight up Jade and Bianca against the Unholy Union, I don't know if there's the third. Who are they against tonight? Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler. Yeah, so that makes sense if they just have like a 3-way tag title situation.
Let's get it.
Oh, here. Yeah, I think I agree with this. Yeah. I mean, yeah, to a degree.
Yeah.
I think there's like a lot happening, but it definitely is like you're getting from point A to point B. One of the articles I wrote tonight, I actually had to like map out where we're going from here, and it's actually kind of crazy. So it goes Clash of the Castle, and then almost right after, I mean, like within 3 weeks apart, maybe
3 weeks yeah.
Is Money in the Bank, and then there's another 3-4 weeks until SummerSlam. So it's really, there's a lot of stories to get packed in there.
There is.
They're kicking off now. They're looking ahead. So we're talking Clash of the Castle stories. We're talking Money in the Bank stories already too, which is kind of exciting. Yeah. What did you think?
I'm glad you started with the women, like, because that was like one of my favorite parts was the women's tag division being spent on it, right? Yeah. Like for so long, it felt like there was no time spent on the women's tag division, and now we got multiple women's tag teams, going for the titles. You obviously have Jade and Bianca ruling things right now. Probably, I mean, one of the most dominant women's tag teams of all time, honestly. But you have, like you said, the Unholy Union who are going after the titles. Another great tag team, as you said, being groomed from NXT. You got Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler. I mean, we finally have some legit women's tag teams being built. and that's a great thing that I wanted to highlight. And I'm really glad you started with that because that was one of my personal favorite things of the night. We got some SmackDown flavor on Monday night. All two people that I really wish were on Raw, but they're not.
I know.
So
I get so
lucky.
excited. Oh man. Lucky. They had a cool coordinated pose too. That makes me feel like I hope they do stick together, and I hope they do really lean into that like superhero aspect, because I do think that is.
Yeah, I really don't want them to rush it. I really don't want them to rush into one of them turning on the other, which you know that's how it ends, right? That's how all tag teams end.
Yeah, so, but
like, one of them's going to turn on the other. Don't know which one yet. We'll leave those predictions because hopefully that's a long way in the future, because I want these two to run the tag division for a while and build these titles up. That way, when they lose them, it's a big deal. Yeah. And so I hope this is just getting started, but book me for this tag team title match. Give me all three teams. Let's get a 3-way triple threat. Put some tables in there too. Let's do like a table match or something. Yeah. Let's not go halfway. Let's go all the way. Yeah. And I'm 100% behind this match. I'm loving what Triple H and WWE is doing right now for the women's tag division.
I have been really enjoying it. I think there's fun teams on SmackDown as well. Like, I don't think it'll be a 4. I don't think it will be 4. That seems like really steep odds. But like, if they wanted to throw another SmackDown team in, that could be something. That was
Candice and Indy.
That's what I was thinking, honestly. Yeah. But I do think they've had their chance, right? Didn't they just beat them? So maybe not so much. Maybe they've already gone through their opponents, and that is how we get to Clash of the Castle.
Chad Gable's already had his chances at the Intercontinental title twice. So, I mean, if we're giving chances out, might as well. He gets another shot.
It started already. Do you see this face? This is unhinged. Here we go.
Unhinged Amanda Savage.
Chad Gable and I have beef.
You got beef with Chad Gable?
I have beef with Chad Gable.
You gotta be careful.
Well, he doesn't have beef with me. No, like, we don't have mutual beef. It's that kind of beef that like CM Punk references, where like I'm really spicy about something, and Chad Gable will never know that my human form exists. But it's okay, because for right now, I'm very spicy about it. Yeah. He's just so mean. He's so nasty. He is a very dastardly heel. I think they're doing a great job of positioning him in that way. I sneakily tried to push because there was I saw it was on the Twitter. It was on the Wrestle Talk Twitter, but like I tried to push to write a story because Chad Gable was talking to the Creed brothers, spotted in the background. So I genuinely am excited to see where that goes, but the way that it's playing out is so it is everything that we love about professional wrestling. So I can't say I hate it, right? Because I actually love it. That's the problem. But it is that sort of height of the emotional drama where you're like, no. And I just feel like the crowd was so behind Otis. Like, the pop of Otis, people just like, oh, it's really.
And he helped him again, Amanda.
Helped him again.
Unfortunately, that's what a lot of people do, though, in those situations, those abusive, verbally abusive, physically abusive relationships. They keep going back, keep helping, keep giving them what they need. And here we are.
Usually we go to affirmations, but we're going to cut to the chase. We're going to cut to this because I feel like Sami Zayn was giving similar affirmations. Yeah. And I just want the most viewers to hear the sound of my voice. Something that will change your life is if you're struggling with staying away from someone who doesn't treat you well, just position it to yourself in your mind as you're not done being disrespected yet. You're just not done. Yep. You're not done being hurt yet. You're not done being lied to yet. You're not, you know what I mean? Like, make it that you have the power, because it's really never about another person. It's about what you will accept in your life and like what you will hold dominion with from another person's life. So please position yourself as the person with power. Maxine, girl, you are not done taking the disrespect yet.
Right.
You come on, Otis, you're not done taking the disrespect yet. Like, you have to get there on your own, but
I feel like the anticipation for Otis to finally knock Chad the fuck out is past. It's past Ray. We're waiting for Ray to hit Dom. I think it's worse than that. Like, is it like I want to ask the audience? Is Otis and Chad Gable to the point where we want him to retaliate to Chad Gable more than we wanted Rey to hit Dom that first time? I think this is getting worse because it's like you feel it coming, you feel like it's getting ready to happen, and Otis is like, nah, not yet. Not yet.
He's not done being disrespected yet.
It's like it almost has me thinking that he's not even gonna do it. Like it almost like the way it ended tonight was like it didn't even feel like there's hope anymore. Like it almost felt like,
not to get too deep, but sometimes that situation, like I think Chad Gable will just dip.
Yeah.
Just gonna abandon him.
Just gonna abandon him.
It won't be about the lack of loyalty. It may not be about the lack of loyalty. It might actually just be that Chad Gable's done. He's gotten what he needs and is ready to.
Yeah.
He's on down the road. You know what I mean?
He's on down the road, and he
gets the Creed brothers. Honestly, he's on down the road with someone.
Another dang title match, Amanda.
I know. Another one. Let's go. Another one. We're gonna do it again. Another one. I love Sami Zayn, so you can't get me to say I don't want to see it, but at the same time, is he gonna like beat him? I don't know. I don't want him to beat him, so I feel like we're just maybe leading to like an Otis moment. I don't know. Well, yeah, I don't know.
I'm hoping that's where Otis helps Sami.
Yeah,
enough. That's what I'm hoping, because if that's not what happens, then Sami's losing the title.
Yeah. Oh.
I want to give a quick shout out too, because we have a writer at Body Slam, Kobe. I want to give Kobe a shout out. Kobe, you can follow him. Be sure to follow him on Twitter. He's one of the great writers at Body Slam that he does like post shows recaps.
Oh yeah,
all the time.
That's hard.
So I wanted to give him some love, because a lot of the times we need the refreshers ourselves. Like we watch the show, and we're like, all right, trying to remember what happened. And Kobe you can follow him at CJF Writes on Twitter. And he does a great job at recapping Monday Night Raw. So bodyslam.net and hit up that Raw review, because he does a great job. Because there's some stuff I'm like, did they appear on the show tonight? So I got to go back and like double check.
That's a hard one. Slamchats.com.
That's right.
You should send some slamchats.com. Help the team. I think it could help Colby. I don't know, but I think so. It's a good thing to do. So
it'll help him. It'll help us too.
Help out. Support Body Slam. I just tried so hard not to accidentally gimmick infringement. You know what I mean? That was the support. The name redacted comes out pretty easily from my mouth, so I gotta watch that. So let's see. Did I get confused, honestly, sometimes of who's on SmackDown and who's on Raw anymore? Like I mean,
we can't talk about what happened tonight, Amanda, without talking about what happened at the very beginning.
This is true.
I mean, drop of a glass, you'll miss what happened in the beginning. Like just drop of a hat. Like it happened that quick. Like, getting dinner ready, and then all of a sudden, Raw starting. I hear the intro, and Liv comes out right away, and it's like, all right, well, we're starting off with a bang tonight.
Yeah,
and she comes out. If you missed it, Liv Morgan came out and pretty much was just gloating, like, look, I'm on top of the mountain right now. I'm getting everything I want. I'm doing everything I told you I was going to do. I was taking everything from Rhea Ripley. I started by taking her out that nobody else could do. I put Becky Lynch in early retirement. That was one of my favorite quotes tonight. Mm-hmm. Ouch. Put Becky in early retirement, she said tonight. Ouch.
She did say early retirement.
And look, she said, but the best part about it all, kissing Dom. Mm-hmm. She said the kiss was the cherry on top of it all. She is eating up this character. I gotta say, I am loving. At first I was like, I don't know if I'm really feeling the character. At first I was kind of like that. I wasn't feeling it. I was like, all right, I feel like she's kind of forcing it. I kind of feel that way with Roxanne Perez, not trying to throw shade, but like sometimes when like the baby faces turn heel at first, I'm not feeling it. Like it's just it takes a little time to adjust.
Got it. Yeah.
But like Liv Morgan is eating up this character. Like I'm loving it. Like she is, you can tell she is 100% comfortable playing this character. She is 100% owning it. And she started Raw off with a bang. Honestly, I think it kind of dipped off after that, honestly. Especially in that first hour. I feel like they started off all the way up here with Dom coming out, interrupting her.
Yes.
And, you know, you thought it was going to be like, oh, yeah, we're together now. But, like, no, not yet. It's the stash.
It is the stash.
Dirty
That's just so funny.
Yeah, Dom comes out. I'm trying to remember what he was just telling her, Rhea, when she comes back, she's going to kill you.
Yeah, he did literally say she's going to kill you.
Liv said she's going to kill you too.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I'm loving
it was a good one.
And then Finn comes out and tells Liv to chill. This ain't happening. You're not with the Judgment Day. It ain't going down like this. And Liv's like, all right, I'll leave for now. And looks at Dom's like, gives him that look like, I'll see you later. And that's how, you know, I'll take that. This story, I told all y'all that this is where we were headed, and we're still just getting started. I'm loving it. It is 100% what I was expecting with the storyline, and it's delivering for me right now. I'm loving it.
I don't know why I thought there was like a secret Finn love triangle. Did I make that up? I thought I saw that she was in his car.
Yeah, they left the car together.
So then now, like when he's getting in between them, I'm totally always interpreting that in like through a different lens. So I don't know if they'll end up having that be like a secret later reveal, even like we're doubly paying attention around here. That could be very well the case. I was just checking while you were explaining what happened in this segment to see if my phrase was edited out of my story, and it was not. So I'm not going to tell you what website to go to, but I will tell you that if you Google Dominic Mysterio luscious mullet, you may very well get that story, because I don't know how many other places that might not work. I've not done it. I'm just saying. I know it's still in my story, and I got excited to see it. But
I just looked it up. I seen it.
There you go. Okay, so yeah, name redacted. You could do it if you want, but you don't have to. Don't do it now. For sure, don't do it now. Don't click now. For sure. There is. Oh.
I haven't seen that video.
I haven't seen that either. That's interesting.
Tag us in that.
Do you want the Uncle Howdy beat, by the way?
Of course we do. That's what Amanda does. We rely on you for that. QR code. What we got?
Oh my God. So the QR code went to a website. The website had it was like kind of one of those, like, I don't know what it's called, like root directory type. So there's like different things that were listed. So one was like an audio file. When you played it backwards, it said, amongst other things, like a massacre is coming, time to run a bunch of times in a row, time to run. It was kind of scary. And then there was a video that was all about, it said like how to survive a massacre. So there was like almost like a HR training video of how you needed to be able to survive the situation. But one of the things it said is that we needed to repent. So I think that the Besties right now, just to cover all of our bases, because we do think they're coming to Monday Night Raw, I just think that we should pledge our allegiance immediately to whatever faction Uncle Howdy and or Bo Dallas and or whomever is bringing back, so that we just know that we're covered. You know what I mean? It's the same thing as like you know what I mean? That's it. So everybody in the chat, I don't know, is there a crow emoji? I don't know what we're supposed to be doing, but just like throw up a little thing. Just let us know. We're repenting too. We're just letting Uncle Howdy know we're here for it. We're here for you. Whatever you need, we are welcome in your cult. I think it seems like you just want us to kind of be there. So here we are. We're here. I have no idea what else is going on. Okay, so then it's had an image of Raw Talk, like kind of blurry, of the host of Raw Talk, and then it said "See you tonight." So then in between just the end of the show and starting this, there was like a takeover, like an Uncle Howdy takeover at the beginning of Raw Talk. So it has like a segment. So instead of the like together now forever. It's like I always say it wrong. I should know by now. I've watched it a million times a week, it feels like. But the intro gets kind of like spliced, and there was a whole message within that that's still just basically saying they're coming soon. Honestly, one of the things I did notice, one of the lines was like something about you question my timing. And I again think it's important that the besties say we are not questioning this timing.
Right.
We are here for it. We want to be besties. I think, yeah, we want to be besties.
Want to be besties.
Want to be besties with the Uncle Howdy Squad, whatever you end up being called.
I'm really hoping, real quick, I'm really hoping the rumors were true, because there are some people that would be like the rumors that who was going to be in the new group. Mm-hmm. And I'm hoping like Nikki Cross really needs it.
Yeah.
I think she really could use the revamp of her character.
Yeah.
And Joe Gacy are my main two that I'm really hoping. Fingers crossed, especially Joe Gacy. I think he fits that mold perfectly. So like, I know they're just rumors right now, but if it's true, Monday Night Raw is about to get real good, because I'm assuming it's going to be Raw. So
there's also a fair number of the clues, I think, point pretty specific directions. So I feel somewhat comfortable guessing Nikki Cross, Joe Gacy, Eric Rowan back, maybe called something else, which would be fine.
Yeah.
But just as a human, it's Eric Rowan and whatever his real name is. And then what's the other one? Oh,
Dexter Lumis.
The popular opinion is Dexter Lumis. No shade to Dexter Lumis. I secretly want it to be Brooks Jensen.
Oh, yeah. Wow. I forgot about him.
It's like a Southern Gothic vibe. I think that he
anything to get him away from drinking himself to death.
Exactly. And it's a similar like cast out of your family, like you're left behind. Like I feel like sort of, I'm sure he's doing his own character thing. It sounds like the reports like he might tangle with Shawn Michaels at some point, but I just feel like he took quite a dark turn pretty quickly in a way that I was like, oh, this would really fit if he ended up being in that group for some reason. So that's my selfish hope, but
no shade to Dexter.
No shade to Dexter at all. I don't know. Maybe you could have both. I don't really know what they ended up wanting to do here, but I do think I think that's where we're at. I'm excited about that, actually.
Yeah, agree, Mike, 100%.
Yeah,
that gives him some excitement coming back too. It's not just like, here's Eric Rowan, he's back.
Right. Yeah. There's it's a part of a bigger.
Instantly, he's a part of something. He's in a storyline right away. It's perfect. I like that.
Yeah, it is good. So what else happened here tonight? What else did I write?
I think another one of my favorite parts of tonight was watching Braun Breaker and also Kiana James.
Yes.
Were two of my favorite things tonight. Kiana James made her debut finally on Monday Night Raw, facing Natalya, and beat her. She beat Natalya. So shout out to Kiana James getting her dub and her debut on Raw. And I think Natalya's going with the heel turn, it looks like. After that, Sonya Deville, who looks like she's just trying to get anyone to help. I don't even know what's going on with Sonya Deville anymore. She's just like trying to help everyone and trying to recruit anyone to be a manager for. I don't know what exactly she's doing, but she tells Natalya it's time for a change, which goes back to the Hart Foundation, all that stuff.
Yeah.
In case anybody was born back in those days and remembers that. But Natalya, I think, is going heel. We're going to get a little bit of a different Natalya coming up, but definitely Kiana James winning her debut and Braun Breaker breaking Ricochet.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Braun Breaker. Okay, so Kiana James, that was very exciting. I think it's always cool when someone gets to win in their debut, because I don't like it when they don't. I feel like it's kind of like odd. And especially against someone who's a veteran talent. I just feel like, as a complete human aside, I feel like Natalya has given so much to particularly the NXT gals, but just like what seems to be the locker room broadly defined. But I don't think there's anything cooler to me than someone who has been doing this for that many years and who would go on national television in front of 2 million people. And, like, even if it is integral to her character, even if this does lead to a change for her, and kind of led to her being able to say that line, which I thought was really inspiring and fun and like nice for, I do think like the elders amongst us were like, yeah, Owen Hart, you know what I mean? Like we got excited. So I do think there's it led to something good, but I also think that there are not necessarily, I don't know the business. I don't ever claim to be anywhere within it, but I just think that that's something that in any industry, to be able to give back to someone who's younger, up and coming, and to kind of be able to give a hand rather than a foot, right? Like you're helping them rather than trying to hold them down. I think it's super cool. So, yeah, I'm really excited. I thought Kiana James did a great job. I think they need a little bit more, like I don't think they meant to, but I feel like the direction accidentally alluded again to her like being like almost like a sexy secretary for Adam Pearce.
Yeah.
Which is, they're writing that line, and I don't think I get if that's the intention, but I don't think that actually is the intention. I think it's meant to make her seem more like she's like conniving or something, like it's cunning. But I don't think it's coming off like that. And I don't know how they pivot with that. But yeah, I'm excited to see her. But I was really excited to see Braun Breaker. And I was excited to hear that they gave the metric. Was it 23 miles per hour?
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, that's
that was the funniest thing. That's like the actual literal speed that he runs through Recro.
And he did the Frankensteiner tonight.
Yes. That was wild as well. That was something to see.
Yeah.
I feel like Braun Breaker is very difficult to dislike. So I hope that they have him kind of be that in-between type guy where even if he is supposed to be a bad guy, I'm still allowed to kind of, he can be my scumbag, because I think that he's sort of inherently
I even feel like he's a heel. Like I know it feels like he's supposed to be.
I kind of think he's supposed to be, but it doesn't seem, it's not coming off.
The crowd goes crazy for him. Like,
yeah,
I'm sorry, everyone. He's got a fan base, so he's one that I think, sometimes you just got to make him babyface. Like he's just gonna have to be babyface, badass Braun Breaker. Like,
yeah. I do think they tried to like ratchet it up. Like, oh, he hurt Samantha's feelings too.
Yeah, broke her man.
It's not gonna like I don't know. Yeah, you can't. It's hard to make him less likable. He's kind of just like it seems like a sort of a laughable, or like an affable guy. So it's hard to see him as bad. But he also does try to crush people's heads with steel steps.
True.
He got the Bachelor guy pretty good. So I guess
in terms of we definitely, before we get to the worst of the night, another thing I really enjoyed too was, so again, this was another one that I've loved from the beginning, and that's Karrion Kross and his whole niche that he is basically bad voodoo, and everything he touches affects them. And right now, his attention is on the New Day, and we are. I told you, it's. I'm still adapting, but we are witnessing the end of the New Day.
I know.
And it's pointing towards Woods turning on Kofi. He's trying. Yeah. It's the second week in a row. So we're unfortunately watching the end of the New Day, I think. But I'm at the same time, I'm loving it though, because it's giving Karrion Kross, who I personally love and I enjoy him as a heel, it's giving him something to do.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like on SmackDown, we watched him and the rest of his guys face Bobby Lashley in the Pride 100 times. Like that was his SmackDown run.
That was it. Yeah.
I think he started off beating up Rey, I think, on SmackDown. I don't even remember.
Yeah, there was cards. Yeah. Rey.
Yeah, it's like, and then they quickly went away from that because he got injured. Rey Mysterio got injured. So like, it felt weird on SmackDown. So I've been enjoying his run on Raw so far. He's given, they're pushing Authors of Pain. They're pushing Karrion Kross as the leader of the group. And he's going to be the reason, I guess, that the New Day ends. But I'm just excited to see the New Day solo. Like, I am. Like, I loved Kofi prior to the New Day. I'm not saying he needs to go back to Jamaican Kofi, but like, I enjoy both of them solo. So
that's true.
I'm excited. It'll be it'll be interesting to see a Xavier Woods Kofi Kingston feud. I think that'll. I'd be intrigued to see where that goes in terms of limits.
That's true. I think they probably would put on some very compelling matches because oftentimes the ones that I want to see the most are people that I think can trust each other the most, because that's when you see some of the wildest things, in my opinion. So, yeah, that'll be, even though it will be, yes, Jeffrey, it will be a sad day.
It's going to be a sad day.
Even though it will be a sad day, I do think they could definitely do something really spectacular.
Yeah, because it's like, I know we love the New Day. We all do. But, like, at some point, they all have to come to an end.
Yeah.
Like
and
they
I
do.
also think inherently the New Day feels like it's meant to be all three of them. And if it can't be all three of them, then it isn't the same.
100%, Amanda. 100% agree. I think that's part of it.
Yeah.
So I'm intrigued. Like you said, it's all about the matches.
Yeah. So, we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
I want to know, so everybody watching right now, because we want to start involving you guys a little bit too in this.
Yes.
Because we do like the best and worst parts of Monday Night Raw each week. And I think a lot of people enjoyed. So go ahead and send those comments in. I want to know what were your favorite parts of Monday Night Raw and what did you not particularly enjoy on Monday Night Raw. We're going to start doing that too, because I want to know, like, sometimes I feel like I'm crazy for the stuff that I don't like. So I want to know if I'm crazy or not, and see if people agree or disagree. But a lot of people, before we get to the worst part, a lot of people enjoyed the ending. I've seen a lot of people were tweeting about the main event, Rey Mysterio, Damian Priest, which ended in chaos. All kinds of interferences. Drew McIntyre comes out and kicks everybody's head off, headbutts. And big head comes out, tries to save the day, and then he gets thrown out. But it ends with actually Drew McIntyre getting put through a table. So that was an interesting ending. But obviously, like I think it was Mike that said it earlier, looking ahead to Clash at the Castle, Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre. I mean, it's in Drew McIntyre's home. It's on his home court. So looking ahead to that, but I think that was a lot of people's favorite moment from tonight. But what did you think of the ending for main event tonight?
I get excited to see Drew. I also, like, this is a comment. I just got distracted because I also get distracted by this. So, like, where do we go? Like, this is a lot. So I'm sorry, Mike, but like, it's more like, okay, you feel like you can see perhaps where it's going. And I think part of the magic of this, I like it when Logan Paul says the Logan Paul Levesque era because it makes me laugh. But like a part of this like new era situation is I don't think things are always going to be as predictable as people might think that they are. And I still don't necessarily think that Drew and Punk needs a title. So I'm not sure if there ends up being more shenanigans. Like, I don't know if there's some way that Damian Priest actually does. Oh, I can't imagine it. 2 times, 2 Clash at the Castles. Will they riot? I don't know. But
I think this would be a complete riot if Drew loses. I'm afraid what could happen.
I would be afraid too. Actually, I think from like a safety perspective, I'm not sure that they would do that. So I think there was a good amount of intrigue, though. I think that that's something that, particularly tonight's episode, I think tried to not necessarily create red herrings, but it did create bumps in the road so that you're not necessarily feeling like it's quite as linear as it might seem, because there is definitely these other subplots that are going on, and the way that things interact with one another has been pretty interesting.
I just think if Damian loses, Amanda and Besties, I think if Damian loses at Clash, I think it hurts not only Priest, but the title and the prestige of it.
I sort of do too.
Because like it's too quick. Like I feel like Damian hasn't really got to do anything. And like if he loses the title, like the Judgment Day is already crumbling by the day.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't know. But and then on the same token, if Damian beats Drew, then who's he going to end up facing? Because Drew, we know if he loses, it's going to be him, CM Punk, and they're going to start this whole thing without the title. But if Damian wins, then who's next? I mean, we really going to get Damian Gunther at SummerSlam, but what's Damian going to do at Money in the Bank? Like, I just don't see a scenario where Damian loses. I don't understand. I feel like he has to win. And then he moves on to face someone else at Money in the Bank. I feel like that scenario is easier than him losing and makes him look weak, makes the Judgment Day look weak, makes the title look kind of weak. And then you have, because Gunther already is getting a title shot at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
So CM Punk, it was going to be a triple threat. Like, that don't make any sense. So I don't see, like, I'm not trying to like make predictions here, but like Damian has to win. I think it's going to go crazy at Clash. I think Damian has to retain.
There may be riots. There may be Glasgow riots that there has to be dealt with, because that seems like.
Like, am I crazy? Besties, man. Like, am I crazy to think that there's no way?
No, that's what I think too. But I don't. I'm like, well, they can't do that. That's what I think. Like, they're not going to cause a riot or whatever. Like, I think
it would be a lot easier to say.
It would be easier to just.
Yeah, it'd be a lot easier to say that Drew should win if Gunther wasn't in the equation with King of the Ring, because like he's automatically got a title match.
Mm-hmm.
So are they just gonna put Drew and CM Punk on hold if Drew wins? Because CM Punk isn't even able to come back, as far as I know, until SummerSlam.
There's a lot to consider, and that is why I'm glad I do not have that job.
Right.
Because there's also so many human elements to balance. I think that's something cool that like I've read, or that it seems to be something that I've like aggregated, is that Triple H is trying to plan much further ahead, kind of months in advance. And I think that's really exciting. I also think that because of the human element and the way that people get injured and the way that sometimes things don't end up getting resolved because you have to pause them to wait for someone else to come back, kind of a thing, can sometimes get messy. And I think the CM Punk bit feels a little messy within all of this. But it could be, I mean, I don't know what's next for Damian Priest. I think he's having a nice title run. I would almost hate to see it end now.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I think it's too soon, but I also can't get over they're not going to do that. You know what I mean? Right. Like the Drew piece of it feels like, oh no, it's a shoe-in kind of a thing. So Jeffrey says, I think Punk interferes.
Okay.
But okay, so
get booed out the building.
Right. I do think that it might not be able to be Punk, because I don't think you want to frame him as that, like, I think it has to be like Dom. It has to be somebody that you're trying to get people to hate. So if it's Dom doing it, that's sort of a path forward, I suppose.
Okay.
That's the only path forward I can see.
Maybe Dom wants to take over the group, since they won't take in Liv. Maybe Dom wants to control the group so he can bring in Liv. The new Judgment Day. I like that. I mean, we're thinking here.
Me too.
Yeah, same, Jeffrey. Same. It's rough.
That's too confusing. That would be a lot to balance, for sure.
But that was a good ending for the night too. I know that was a lot of people's favorite. So, like Mike said earlier, a lot of moving pieces. We're all getting ready for Clash of the Castle, which will be here before we know it. We did have Jey Uso pretty much declare that he's winning Money in the Bank. WWE, we can cut this, and you can take this part and share it with your friends.
Yeah.
WWE, don't fuck this up. Okay.
Please. Thank
you. Jey Uso better win Money in the Bank, because if he don't, there's no other scenario. Like, he's way too over right now. Way too over to not have something.
Yeah.
So if you fuck this up and he don't win Money in the Bank, it better be LA Knight. That's all I gotta say. It better be someone that like truly makes sense. Like if like I'm sorry, no disrespect, but if a Damian Priest wins this year, like someone that is like, all right,
it's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, like all right, because like admittedly, when Damian first won, everybody wanted LA Knight to win that. LA Knight was the favorite. Everybody wanted him to win, and then Damian Brick comes down with the briefcase, and we're like, I mean, I'm happy for him.
Right,
It's
but
like this ain't what we wanted, bruh. So this is one. Sometimes you just have to do what you need to do, and Jey Uso needs to come down with that Money in the Bank contract. That's all I got to say about that tonight.
Clip it.
I've been very clip it. Send it to him. Tag Triple H. Tag Jay.
Yeah.
Whoever you need to tag.
Whoever you need to tag. Tag who you need to tag. I don't think I have a least best thing. Like no? I can't really think of anything where I was like, "Well, I don't care about this." I feel like sometimes I think on paper tonight I thought I wasn't going to care that much. What was
mine was small. Like mine wasn't a big deal.
What match did Braun Strowman have a match?
Yeah, he had a squash match with Carlito.
Oh, Carlito. Okay, yeah, so same thing.
I told you, you're with me now, aren't you? On Braun Strowman. You're with me, aren't you?
It's just like
you're with me.
Okay, but the problem with me is that I intellectually don't like it, right?
Yeah.
But I just know experientially. I can't even clown because I loved it. I was like shaboing boing in for that. I was like, yeah, Braun Strowman. Like lost my mind. There's like an official WWE photo of me excited about it. It's yeah. So I get it, but I don't get it. So it's like intellectually, it's the same thing as that. Well, we should have a separate show where you just have to watch some AEW because I don't have strong AEW opinions. And I kind of sometimes want to talk to someone about it who doesn't watch it because out of context, I wonder like how bizarre it is.
I do not watch AEW, so we could easily do that.
I just wonder out of context, is it like, what the fuck is this? But so they're doing like a Chris Jericho thing right now that I think out of context might be like, what? And so, whatever we were just talking about reminded me of that.
Braun Strowman,
yeah. So intellectually, I maybe know it's supposed to be trash, but the experience, you're still like, I didn't go, Chris Jericho, but I did understand when the people around me were doing it. I like didn't judge them for it. I like got it.
Yeah, I don't judge anyone that's enjoying what Braun Strowman's doing right now. I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's not Braun Strowman I don't like. It's the character and the booking that they're doing. And yeah, not feeling it once again. Like comes out and just squashes Carlito, who is one of the best Intercontinental United States champions of all time. Like Carlito's one of the best mid-card wrestlers ever.
I feel and he so just comes out Carlito.
And squashes him. It's like, this is what you brought Carlito back for? Like, like you brought him back to get squashed nonstop? Like, I don't even know if he's won a match other than when he was with the LWO. It's like, yeah. So I'm with you. That wasn't my worst, actually, though.
What was your least best?
My least best is a little bit more nitpicky, but they did that huge promo for Dragon Lee before the match, just to see him lose again.
Yeah.
Lost again. Like another one that I'm not sure I've seen Dragon Lee win. It's like, what are we doing here? Like they did that huge promo for him before the match. Like, oh, they got to win this. Like they're doing this huge, like I know they got to introduce him to people that may not be familiar with him, I guess. But like you did that huge promo just for him to lose again. Like I wasn't. I don't know. I wasn't feeling it. It was.
What confuses me about him in particular is I feel like he was booked super strong on NXT.
Yes. Super.
So to me, I was thinking this is like, you're not going to see him lose. Right. It would be only against other people that he would beat. So the fact that that's one of those things. Like it's so hard. I don't even know. Yeah, I mean, for sure. I would love that. You know, that Instagram where the fake CM Punk added me and told me thanks for being a fan, but it had like 0 followers and it was like made like earlier that day.
We made it, Amanda. We got Triple H
now
commenting on
Triple
our
H
Monday
is
Night
here.
Raw post
At
show.
Triple H. Thank you.
Triple
I
H.
know this is your private account, actually. I'm sure that
it's
you
his
will
burner.
need me to send you Apple Play gift cards or whatever. And
bring back that title you're holding in that picture while you at it, Triple H.
Yeah, while you're at it, please do. Someone else just recently brought back the jean jacket and vest, so I'm already succeeded with that. I don't need you to bring that back. So yeah, no, there's been a lot. What's your wait? Did you already say it? Your nitpicking?
Yeah, it was just the promo with Dragon Lee before the match.
Oh,
they did all that presentation for him to introduce him, and he loses again, and like didn't even look good doing it. Like there's a way to look good losing. Like there is. Like you can look good and lose.
Yeah,
that was not the case. Lost to Finn Balor, who, I mean, it wasn't even that good of a match either. Like I feel like the match kind of lacked any. Like, did you even remember they faced? Like honestly,
no.
Like it was that bad.
No, I remember a backstage segment later where Zelina was there because she had purple hair and it looked really pretty. And I was like, wait, why didn't they come out? Because I remember sometime commentary mentioned like, oh, the LWO is not out here. And then they were in the back. So that was kind of strange.
Yeah.
But I remember him being bummed out. That was the more memorable than the match was the post-match sort of like segment where he was sad about continuing to lose. So I guess, I mean, when they acknowledge something, it's sort of a good sign because it usually gets incorporated into a story in some way. But I also think that there hasn't been the same cataclysmic shift between NXT and the main roster as we used to see. Yeah. But it doesn't mean there's not still some things that get a little bit hinky. And I think it's perhaps, I know you and I both really like NXT and watch it. And so I do think for us, we're like, what the fuck happened to Dragon Lee? Like, what you guys do? You know what I mean? Because it is, he was presented so strongly. And I think part of the reason why he was perhaps presented so strongly was that it was kind of like a zing that he got signed. Mm-hmm. And I think that him coming to choosing WWE over AEW was like something that meant something at the time. Yeah. And I just wonder if that social capital like didn't transfer for him onto the main roster because now it's his kind of magic, his allure is slightly diminished, I would say. It doesn't mean he still can't do all of the things he could do before. It's just a part of that presentation, like how are you shown? Yep. And so, yeah, I'd like to see him win against a real opponent too. Like there's no reason he couldn't have beat Finn Balor. Exactly. Right? Finn Balor doesn't need that win. What the hell is Finn Balor even doing anymore? Exactly. I'm not sure. Uh-oh. Do you hear all that? Spicy Amanda is back.
Amanda's back. Amanda Savage living up to the name. Look at that.
I just shouted out, what the hell is Finn Balor even doing? But what the hell is Finn Balor even doing?
We're gonna have a fire Raw next week too. I get EO versus Lyra next week.
Oh, I'm excited about that.
After that attack tonight. So
I'm excited about that.
We're gonna have some fun next week. But I know before we get to I know we end the show each and every week with your affirmations, goals for the week. But before we get to that, match of the night for me, banger after banger. Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser, match of the night. Fire.
It was so good. I think that it was one of those good examples, too, of the way that commentary can make a match even better.
Yes.
Because of the way that they were describing, like, everything about Ludwig Kaiser is, like, positioned to make you both hate him, but then also vaguely respect it. Right? Yep. So he's like, oh, this bastard, right? But, like, that's the vibe. But then also he has 0% body fat. And, like, oh, he's horrible, blah, 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 but he looks like a Ken doll. Yeah, it's just he is they're positioning him really well.
Agreed.
I think that's a character that's getting fleshed out and pulled up in a way that's really fun. And I think will be fun eventually to have like a longer feud with, I think Sheamus is fun. Mm-hmm. I think Jey Uso and Ludwig Kaiser are also always fun together because it's sort of this like someone who really wants order and someone who really wants chaos, and those are always the most exciting stories. But yeah, that was a good one. Banger after banger. Sheamus, I don't think he's had any bad matches since being back. I feel like people want to body shame, but I don't know if you can. There's no shame in that Sheamus.
That's right.
He's still making
my
it
match
happen.
Of the night, 100%.
So good, so good. Yeah, and we do have new merch. Big SOP.
Pat McAfee.
That earlier too. Pat McAfee's kind of with the zingers.
You could tell Michael Cole was waiting for him to say it too. Like he came on the screen and Michael Cole's like,
yeah.
You could hear the silence, and then Pat McAfee said it.
You got to say the line.
Yeah.
Say the line. Okay, let me just make sure that we got everybody who's brand new. If you are new, drop some emojis or something in this chat.
Hey, shout out.
Nice to see you. Simon.
Is that D? Simon Dean?
Simon Dean, it says. I don't know. Who's that? Simon Dean, you're a bestie. That's who you are. Here, there is a crow.
I thought that was an old wrestler, wasn't it? Simon Dean?
I don't know. There was someone else that was new. Oh. Hi, Matthew Tan. What's the storyline between Liv and Dom? Oh, in case you missed it, they're still making it seem like they're not a thing. Like that it's Dom is not in on this. Mm-hmm. That it's just Liv caressing his luscious mullet. But I don't buy that, and it seems sus. And I also think Finn Balor within the situation is sus. So you should keep your eyes peeled on that. I do think.
And to go back even further, in case you didn't know, so Dom obviously was with Rhea Ripley, and I don't know how far back we needed to go. But Rhea Ripley, Dom used to be on-screen boyfriend and girlfriend and thing, fling, whatever you want to call it. Liv Morgan takes out Rhea, who was the champion, injures her, makes her lose the belt. She has to give the belt up, and eventually Liv wins the belt. And then she also takes Rhea Ripley's Dominic Mysterio. That's our new fling, new boyfriend, soon to come.
She's taking her title. She's taking her man. She's taking her friends.
Everything she loves, Amanda. Everything.
She's taking it all. That's Solo Sikoa's theme song, isn't it? I'm taking it all. That's on my Breakfast with the Bloodline playlist that I listen to when I go to the grocery store.
One of the best entrance themes there is.
I do love it.
Yes.
Solo Sikoa.
Yes.
Yeah, guys, it's been so nice to see you. Besties, you have a good week, besties. I don't have any solid affirmations. I think the best affirmations are already what we talked about before. Just the same thing with Chad Gable.
Yep.
Is that sometimes you're just not done being disrespected, you know? And it's okay. Reframe yourself in the position of power and remind yourself that you don't get to dictate how someone else lives, and you don't get to dictate how someone else loves, but you do get to observe that, process that for yourself, and then make a conscious decision whether or not you can be in dominion with that. And that's your choice. You have the power, besties. You know what else you have the power to do, besties? You have the power to hit that like button that's somewhere around in here.
Yeah, like,
subscribe. Also hit that subscribe button that's somewhere around in here. It is free. It is free to you. 7-day trial. Watch what bodyslam.net has to offer this week. Right. By the time you get back to us besties next week, I almost guarantee you, I mean, I can't pay you money if it doesn't come through for you, but I pretty much guarantee you that you will have found something within the week that will keep you coming back, because you're already here for us. There's so many other great people that are here. If you like AEW, they got you. If there are more WWE, Ring of Honor, there's a GCW show. There's so much. So definitely check it out. Check out everything that DC Hendricks does. He has such good articles. You should just share them without reading them. Share them before you read it so that you get that notification that says, you want to read that first, girl? And you go, no, I know DC. It's good. It's fine. It's just, yeah, have you ever seen that notification? Maybe you haven't because you read articles before you share them, but you should just share it without reading it so you can see it for the first time. Next time you see one pop up, do that. That's my advice.
Amanda too. She does great work. Wrestle Talk.
Oh, Amanda does great work. Wrestle Talk does better work, but like as a whole. But Amanda, I try to not keep. I really like just like super random names. I don't know.
Little
Who is the
fettuccine.
Little Fettuccine?
It better be Jey Uso or I Riot.
I know. I am now going to be behind you on that cause. So Jey Uso and who do you want doing the girls one?
So that's a little bit harder because there's so many. There's so many. But it's hard for me to go against Tiffany Stratton.
I was just going to say Tiffany Stratton's the only one that comes to like immediate mind where I think that would just be a funny gimmick all year. She can make it a purse. There could be a dog in it sometimes. It just like, I would love it. Just make it full. I think that you heard it here first. Clip it. Tell Triple H. I think that Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie are having like a reboot of Simple Life. I think they really need to lean into that with Tiffany Stratton and just make her more Paris Hilton-y. Like I want a dog. Like I want the feathers back. I think some of the NXT 2.0 Tiffany that was like a little more now in hindsight, it's like effed up. Like we can't go back and watch 2.0 Tiffany within the guise of like who was in charge of all of that stuff at the time because it's very disturbing. But like now that you can take out the disturbing elements and just put back some of like the marabou feathers and things. I always loved her with Grayson Waller. The fact that they did that to me for like 2 weeks and then dropped it is never gonna leave my heart. Bring it back.
Bring it back.
Bring back an unholy alliance. I do think that maybe he and Austin Theory are breaking up. Okay. That's for Friday. You got to come back Friday, besties. That's why you hit subscribe now.
Know your role.
So you can come back and know your role and you can have this discussion then. Okay, guys. Have a great week. Take good care. Take care of yourself and each other, like Jerry Springer. Okay. And we'll see you next week. Take good care, besties.
Peace and love, everybody.